Hi, this is Davidian Lyon of Raquel and Davidian, and I'm here to discuss the Undefined G Center. The G Center is the diamond-shaped center circled here, and if it's undefined, it will be white in your chart. The G Center is responsible for love, direction, identity, and behavior. 43% of the population have this center undefined or white in their chart, which means that there are a great many of us who are on the continual quest to know or find ourselves. And this journey will last a lifetime until we recognize that we're here to experience a great many things and not just settle for one definition of what it means to be us. Undefined G people are the great tasters of life. What does it feel like to be this kind of person? What does it feel like to be that kind of person? This is your life, to try on that hat for a time and then switch it up for a new one, to walk in those shoes for a while and then wear a new pair. Many actors have an undefined G Center. It's a good use of their unique talent to easily drop in and take on the identity of whoever they're portraying. The emergence of a new I, a new me, drawing ever nearer. Who will that person be? Will they want and love what I want and love right now? Maybe, maybe not. Time for change? It's up to you which direction you choose, but best to use your strategy and authority so you land in a spot that's correct for you. One thing in particular that's extremely important to note, I'd say vital, is location. You know when you're in the right and wrong environment, and it's so very important for you to avoid the wrong environment. I imagine you probably have a favorite room in the house, maybe a favorite chair, a favorite place you like to read or study, a favorite place you like to vacation. Being in the right environment is key to your health and happiness. When you're in the right environment, it will feel right. The right things will happen, and you're with the right people and attract the right experiences. And when you're not, the opposite. With an undefined G, it may also be taxing for you to be around lots of different defined G people, because it is part of the undefined G person process to be unsure of its purpose, and then absorbing that sense of identity from different people around you could be very confusing or uncomfortable. Living without having a reliable and consistent sense of who they are, the undefined G person can feel restless and unstable, frequently looking for itself and direction. When someone with a defined G center enters your aura, you may identify with their direction and take on aspects of their identity. I am referring to long-term influences, not random short-term encounters. We're talking about repeated interaction with a regular defined G influence or influences. Let's take for example that maybe you never cared for caffeine before, but begin dating or spending a lot of time with a defined G person who regularly drinks coffee, and now you've started having a cup of coffee every day, and then after that person is no longer in your life, you wonder why you had taken on that habit, or maybe you were never really all that politically minded before, and find yourself becoming quite the activist after spending a good amount of time with a defined G someone who is politically outspoken. Their purpose or habits may resonate, and you may find it appealing how they're living their life and think that may be the answer for you. And indeed, that may be right for you for a time, particularly if you're following your strategy and authority. However, you may just be taking on their stuff and wearing their hat, so to speak. Then, when they leave your aura, you may then feel lost again. Or when they leave and someone else comes along who defines your G center again, you may then identify with how they are living their life and then think that may be right for you. And remember, opposites do attract, and that can mean undefined G people being attracted to defined G people. It's really easy to get into the wrong relationship if you're not following your strategy and authority, because you're maybe just reflecting back their same personality traits. You both may share a sense of, wow, we're so similar, when in fact those shared qualities may be transient, particularly when you're outside their influence for an extended period. It can be exhausting, and perhaps a bit crazy-making going from identity to identity or career choice to career choice, thinking you finally reached it. This is actually what you really want to do. And then back to feeling lost. The way out of that is to give up the attachment to having a specific identity or lifetime career choice, and understand that for you, life brings the full spectrum of what you're here to experience. One of your gifts is your chameleon nature. You're able to fit into many different groups of people who are into vastly different things. You may become very wise and vigilant about which places are healthy so that you're around the right people, because in a significant way, where you are is who you are. There are many aspects of life that are influenced by our environment. Where we live, where we work, where we relax can lead us to meeting the right people and having the right experiences, and there can also be profound unhappiness if you do not heed the uneasy feeling you encounter when you're in the wrong location. So keep in mind that when you're in the wrong place, you are among the wrong people. If you stay, you risk absorbing their incorrect influence. If the environment does not feel right to you, then it is in your best interest to vacate. When the energy of this center is expressed in a healthy manner, the undefined G person gives up the attachment to a specific identity or love. They understand that life is bringing a wide variety of character aspects and personality traits to experience. And it's all about place for the open G. So the healthy G person knows that place comes first and pays attention to what a place feels like, be it a city, a country, home, office, room, and is wise about what places are healthy and are not. This person has also learned to enjoy their chameleon-like nature and recognize that they're here to experience many different identities, loves, and life experiences. When the energy of this center is expressed in an unhealthy manner, the undefined G person tries to obsessively fill the emptiness they feel by jumping into things with both feet, be they relationships, areas of study, or careers, all the while frantically questioning their role or purpose. They try to permanently adopt someone else's dharma, mission, their strong sense of direction, and mistaking it for their own. It's not unheard of to hear them say that they've been in therapy for years without getting to the bottom of who they are. Constantly being on the hunt for purpose and direction, and feeling lonely constantly on the search for the perfect partner, can cause one to feel empty, restless, and unstable. A quick note about something called dormant gates. If you look at your undefined G center and you notice that some of the numbers in that center have a little black or red line coming out of it, that means those are dormant gates, meaning they're dormant, not activated, until that center gets juiced by a defined G center in its vicinity or by the program, aka astrological weather. However, when your undefined G center gets defined, and this applies to all undefined centers really, that dormant gate becomes activated, and you interpret that energy coming through you with the filter of your dormant gates. So the other's defined G energy or conditioning is augmented by your own lens or filter. I won't go into too much detail here, but here's some of the gate names for these G center gates. There's Gate 1, the creative. Gate 13, the gate of the listener. Gate 25, the gate of the spirit of the self. Gate 46, the gate of the determination of the self. Gate 2, the gate of higher knowing. Gate 15, the gate of extremes. Gate 10, the gate of the behavior of the self. And Gate 7, the gate of the role of the self. However, when your G center is totally open, that means you have no gates activated or dormant in that center. No black or red lines that are connected to any of the numbers inside the G center. That means you have no filter or lens there to tweak the frequency coming in. So you bring in the full, unadulterated energy / conditioning of the other's G center expression. So I can imagine, because I don't know how it works for you, not being you, that could feel quite a bit destabilizing unless you get pretty Jedi in your ability to recognize what's going on and not be unduly influenced by it if it's not correct for you, or go with it if and when it is. Following your strategy and authority, accepting that you are here to experience many different personas, life paths, and possibly lifestyles, and leaving unhealthy environments as soon as you recognize it as being such is your path out of this particular maze. Looking at this one center is just one partial snapshot of a larger picture that is you. It would have been great to know about this system when I was a kid. I can imagine it would have been a much smoother ride. But better late than never, right? Thank you, and good luck with your experiment.